Admiral Kane stood on the observation deck of the UES Defiance, watching as Earth came into view for the first time in 3 centuries. The blue marble looked smaller than he remembered from the history vids, scarred by the orbital bombardment that had driven humanity to the stars as refugees. But it was still home. "Sir," his communications officer reported, "we're receiving transmissions from the Hegemony fleet. They're confused. They keep asking who we are." Kane smiled grimly. The galactic hegemony had spent the last 300 years telling the galaxy that humanity was extinct, wiped out for being too primitive, too violent, too dangerous to exist alongside civilized species. They'd built their empire on the ashes of human worlds, claiming credit for technologies they'd stolen from burning human colonies. "Open a channel to all hegemony vessels," Kane commanded. "Let me speak to whoever's in charge." The holographic display flickered to life, revealing Supreme Commander Thakron, a towering Vorthon with ceremonial battle armor that had never seen actual combat. His species had evolved on a garden world where the most dangerous predator was roughly equivalent to a rabbit. "Unknown vessels, you are in violation of hegemony space. Identify yourselves immediately or face destruction." "This is Admiral Michael Kane of the United Earth Systems Navy," Kane replied calmly. "We've come home." Thakron's mandibles clicked in what Kane recognized as nervous laughter. "Impossible! The humans are extinct. We eliminated that plague species centuries ago for the safety of the galaxy." "Eliminated?" Kane's voice remained level, but his bridge crew could see the storm building behind his eyes. "Is that what you call genocide now? How civilized of you." Behind the Defiance, 1,000 human ships dropped out of hyperspace in perfect formation. Dreadnoughts built in the forges of distant stars, carriers bristling with fighters, destroyers that had learned to hunt in the darkness between worlds. Each vessel bore the scars of battles fought in defense of species the hegemony had written off as worthless. Thakron's confidence wavered as his sensors fed him impossible readings. "These ships, our databases show no record of such technology. How did a primitive species develop faster than light travel?" "Primitive." Commander Elena Vasquez stepped forward, her cybernetic arm gleaming under the bridge lights, a souvenir from the Battle of Proxima Station where humans had held the line against hegemony expansion. "You mean the species that developed artificial gravity, quantum computing, and neural interfaces while you were still trying to figure out combustion engines?" The hegemony fleet began to spread into attack formation, their weapons powering up. Kane watched with the patience of a predator who had spent 3 centuries learning to hunt among the stars. "Admiral," Thakron declared, "you will surrender immediately. The hegemony has over 10,000 ships in this system alone." 10,000, Kane mused. "Tell me, Supreme Commander, have any of your people ever fought a war? A real war, where your survival depends on being better, faster, smarter than the enemy trying to kill you?" The first hegemony salvo lit up space, their energy weapons painting brilliant lines across the void. The human ships didn't even bother with evasive maneuvers. Their adaptive shielding, technology born from desperation in the early days of exile, absorbed the attack and converted it into power for their own systems. Then humanity returned fire. What followed couldn't be called a battle, it was a demonstration. Human weapons, forged in the crucible of 100 desperate last stands, tore through hegemony ships like paper. Fighters danced between enemy formations with an elegance that spoke of pilots raised in zero gravity. Every shot found its mark with the precision of a species that couldn't afford to miss. In 12 minutes, the hegemony's invincible fleet was drifting debris. "Now," Kane said into the stunned silence, "let's discuss the terms of your surrender. And don't worry, unlike you, we believe in civilized behavior. We'll give you the same mercy you showed us." He paused, letting that sink in. None. Across the galaxy, the message spread. Humanity had returned, and they had not forgotten.